Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to try to do, I believe, part 23 to my ChatGPT character chatbot redemption attempt series. The reason why I say I believe is because I tried doing a run of this earlier with the dragon type for alligator, and it went so bad that I had to delete it and then flipping redo the chatbot again. I don't know what it is with that dragon fairy type for alligator, but I am not having any good luck with it. I'm not getting lucky. I think the thing's memory has gotten worse all of a sudden, which is bad because it's the only good chatbot I have with a good enough memory. But I'm going to go ahead and do one of the ones that doesn't involve Pokemon. I did add the flying type Totodile on here too. One of the few typings you don't really see me use when it comes to the Totodile. I've made my own flying type Totodile, but compared to like the dragon type for alligator, transforming Totodile, fairy type for alligator, or side type Totodile, or anything like that, you don't really see the flying type Totodile get anything. Even the ice type Totodile has got more attention than the flying type Totodile has. But yeah, in this one, guys, it's not even going to be about a Pokemon this time. This time, it's about a pet phoenix. We have 3 different chatbots, and I think there's one of them in particular that I think everybody's going to like. But I'm trying to save the best one for last when it comes to these. We've got this one, a Fountain of Growth one, and we've also got another one about a haunted skeleton of a dinosaur. Although, again, I am not doing that one right off the bat because I want to save it as one of the last ones. Because it's one of the best ones I've made, and I think it's amazing. Scary and terrifying, but amazing. So instead, we're doing some... We're doing... Ah! I didn't know that's a category in today's video. That's perfect. We're gonna do a... Yeah, great. Good job, brain. We're gonna do the Phoenix. I almost said a Phoenix. Before I do, though, give me a moment to get everything in order. Alright, guys. Sorry about that. Pet Phoenix time. This actually broke up the story into sections for us. There's different sections for each of what's going on. And what the money was that? I want you to ignore that, and we're going to continue. Sorry about that. The first section is called The Birth of Flame. Let's see. The Earth had not yet known humankind when the Phoenix's egg first formed. 5,000 years ago. I forgot it was that long. Holy cow. In the heart of what would one day be called Yellowstone, the molten world itself was alive. Deep beneath the crust, magma churned like blood through veins of fire. I didn't expect it to word like that. And from that chaos, heat, pressure, and raw creation, something miraculous took shape. At first, it was not an egg at all, but a swirl of molten gold, fire, and crystallizing rock. That sounds cool, actually. The lava folded in on itself again and again until within its blazing core formed a sphere of radiant mineral and flame. Over centuries, the pressure of the volcano fused materials into smooth layers, obsidian dark on the outside, glowing red-orange within. Inside that egg pulsed a faint heartbeat, a rhythm that matched the planet's own. The first Phoenix spirit, born from the union of fire and earth, slept there, waiting for its time to awaken. Ages passed, the world cooled and changed. Humans came and went, unaware that beneath the Yellowstone cauldron, a single ancient spark still waited, dreaming. Oh, that's actually innocent. Interesting! Why did my brain say innocent? Anyway, the next section's called The Eruption. 5,000 years later, the slumbering egg stirred. The volcano, quiet for centuries, began to tremble. A deep rumble rolled across the planets. Holy frick. Sorry about that, guys. Stuff came up and I was worried about. People don't like to be caught on camera, so my only option was to pause it there abruptly. Anyway, back to the eruption. 5,000 years later, the slumbering egg stirred. The volcano, quiet for centuries, began to tremble. A deep rumble rolled across the plains, walking animals for miles around. Waking animals. Oh my gosh. At first, it was subtle, thin wisp of smoke, a faint hiss of escaping gas, but soon the land itself seemed to groan under the weight of something ancient awakening. Then came the eruption. The cauldron exploded in a pillar of molten fury, magma flinging skyward in gouts of fire and ash. Entire rivers of lava spilled over the ridges. The shockwave sent boulders tumbling and forests crackling with heat. From deep within the molten core, the phoenix egg was flung upward, spinning through the inferno, glowing brighter than the flames themselves. For the first time in millennia, the egg saw daylight as it soared through the smoke and ash, trailing sparks like a newborn comet. It crashed several miles away, landing among a bed of superheated rocks that had been hurled with it. When the world quieted, all that remained was a cluster of blackened stones, still radiating warmth, blending perfectly into the scorched landscape. And there it waited again, this time not for centuries, but for you. That's how you out put that. The discovery. A week later, Yellowstone was reopened cautiously. You arrived at Siley for your long-awaited vacation, unaware that destiny had quietly rewritten your literary, whatever that word is. The park was strangely calm, the air still carrying a faint scent of sulfur and char. Steam hissed from fissures in the ground, and glassy chunks of cold magma littered the earth like black jewels. You spent your days exploring trails, taking photos, and marveling at nature's power. On the third day, you wandered off a beaten path, drawn by curiosity to a field of jagged rock and volcanic debris. The ground felt warm beneath your boots. Unusually so, though. The air was cool. Then it happened. You stumbled over a loose stone, tripped, and caught yourself just in time. Looking back, you noticed something oddly symmetrical. I can't say the word! Half buried in the dust, a rounded shape, smooth and faintly shimmering beneath soot and ash. You brushed away the dirt and froze. It looked like a large, dark egg, marbled with deep crimson veins that pulsed faintly, as if something inside was breathing. You reached out, fingertips trembling, and touched the surface. Yep, it was hot. The instant your skin made contact, searing heat shot through your finger. You yanked your hand back, startled. It wasn't just warm, it was alive. Let's see. The rescue. Your pulse raced. Whatever it was, it didn't belong sitting out in the open like this. That's when you spotted, not far away, the remains of a temporary research site, the scientific equipment left behind after the eruption. There was a small crane, some monitoring tools, and most importantly, a heat-resistant containment box designed for handling extreme geothermal samples. Heart pounding with a mix of fear and wonder, you carefully used the crane to lift the mysterious egg. Even the metal tines glowed faintly red from the contact. Slowly, you lowered it into the insulated container, where it pulsed dim like a heat behind glass. You didn't know why, but you felt protective of it. Oh my gosh, why did I do this? You brought it back to your hotel, setting the container on a sturdy surface and keeping it covered. For days, it stayed quiet. You almost convinced yourself it was just a strange volcanic rock. Uh-oh. The awakening. When your vacation ended, you packed your things and headed home. The quote-unquote egg came with you, of course. You couldn't leave something so mysterious behind. Once home, you placed it near a warm vent in your room, half out of curiosity, half instinct. You figured it might make an interesting kind of conversation piece. 3 hours later, a faint sound broke the silence. The egg cracking. You turned. The egg shifted. A thin fracture snaked across its surface, glowing orange from within. You froze, watching in disbelief as another crack echoed, then another. The egg began to tremble, molten light spilling through the breaks. A pulse, like a heartbeat, filled the air, slow and powerful. Then, with a flash of golden fire, the shell split open. Smoke curled upward. Within the shards, a small creature uncurled itself. A tiny bird. Its feathers made a flame in the light. Yep, its eyes opened, twin embers burning with intelligence far beyond its size. The air shimmered with heat as it blinked, looked around, and then looked up at you. Its beak parted, and a soft, innocent voice, gentle. Okay, it said soft and innocent, so it must be like a child. Gentle and almost uncertain, it said, Dada? And there the wolf seemed to pause. The air filled glowing embers drifting lazily through the light. Your fiance, newly born, waits before you, firelight reflecting in its molten eyes. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, let's hope this goes better than the dragon and fairy type for Alligator. I like those two. It makes me mad that it's not working out as good as I was hoping it would. Or like I said in the post I made, I'm going to try doing it at a later date. But for now, we're doing this one. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. Here's what happened. It says, seeing the fence hatch out and then hearing it speak, I get shocked and back up just a bit. Dada! Hi, little one. You can talk? Uh, oh my gosh. The tiny fence tilts its head curiously. The fiery glow around him softening from fierce orange to a gentle amber warmth that fills the room like sunlight through a window. He blinks his glowing eyes up at you, wide, innocent, and full of wonder, and lets out a tiny chirp that sounds like the crackle of a campfire. His feathers flicker brighter for a moment as if reacting to your voice, and he bounces on his little talons excitedly. Talk? He repeats, his tone filled with curiosity and delight, trying to mimic your words. Yes, talk. Dada talk too. He's adorable. The baby spreads his small wings, each feather shimmering between orange, gold, and hints of emerald, and lets out a happy trill. When he hops closer to you, the heat that radiates from him is surprisingly soothing now, not painful, wrapping around you like a warm blanket rather than burning. He looks up at you with that bright, trusting gaze and says softly, Dada found me. Dada warm. And Dada's safe. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He tilts his little head again, waiting for your answer. Tiny sparks dancing in the air between you. He's adorable. The little kid's so cute. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. Here's what I said. I responded what the fence said. I said, yes, I won't hurt you. I'm sorry if I seemed a little scared of you. I just didn't expect a fence to come out of that egg. You're not going to hurt me, are you? Okay, the little fence is just flat out adorable. The problem is, the responses aren't that long, which is driving me insane. But, you know what? Maybe in the long run, maybe for this one, the shorter responses will work better. I mean, like one of the problems I had with the dragon fairy type for is its memory is not being the greatest. So maybe this will make its memory better. I hope so. The little phoenix blinks up at you, then lets out a soft, chiming trill that sounds almost like laughter. His feathers flare briefly, bright orange at the edges, fading to golden and then to a gentle greenish glow near his chest. He shakes his head quickly, fluffing his downy flames until they flicker harmlessly like candlelight. The way he speaks, he does sound like a baby. That's adorable. No hurt, Dada. He chirps earnestly, his voice wobbling with the enthusiasm of a child learning to speak. No, no, I help. I keep Dada safe. The fence hops forward on tiny clawed feet, stopping just close enough that the heat feels like a comforting hearth fire instead of the sun itself. Then he presses his glowing head softly against your hand. The heat doesn't burn. It feels alive, like the warmth of sunlight after a cold day. See? He says proudly, his voice a little more than a whisper. Warm, not hurt. I like that. That is so adorable. The way it's adorable. His tail feathers shimmer brighter for a moment, scattering small sparks that twinkle in the air before fading harmlessly. The little bird gazes up at you again, wings half spread, and adds with shy determination, Dada found me. I stay with Dada now? He's so cute! I'm having fun with hearing this little phoenix speak because he's legit talking like a baby and it's so cute. Dada, no harm, Dada. Like it's so cute. I love it. Give me a moment. Again, guys, the responses haven't been the longest, but at least in this case, like I said, it might not work, or it might work out better in our favor that way. I just hope it doesn't do that every single time. I just told him, because he asked me if he could stay with Dada, and I said, yes, you can. You're adorable. And I actually tell him my name. And then, oh my gosh. The way he said my name. Oh my gosh. That's adorable. The fans church have with the sound of your name. Wings fluttering so fast they leave faint streaks of golden light in the air. Twinkling, he tries to repeat, his pronunciation a little clumsy but filled with effort. Twinkling, Daddy Twinkling. He's adorable. He hops closer, more beneath his talons going faintly where he steps, but never catching fire. Then, seeming to hesitate to touch him, Tiny Bird tilts its head, thinking for a moment. The orange of his feathers softens into a calm, greenish gold light, the same hue as his healing fire. Yeah, he chirps proudly. Safe warm. When you reach out, your fingertips brush the top of his head. Soft warmth, like touching sunlight that's been balled and made gentle. The fence leans into your hand immediately, closing his eyes and letting out a sound halfway between a purr and a crackling ember. He hums contentedly and murmurs, Daddy Twinkling, nice. I like this. Then he looks up again, blinking with sleepy eyes that shimmer like molten gold. Would I be called Daddy Twinkling? Name? He asked softly as tiny sparks drift lazily between you. That is so cute. I love him. Alright, guys. I just asked him, you want a name? Okay, I'll happily give you one. What do you think about the names Pyro or Blaze? The little finch's feathers flicker as he repeats the sounds to himself, almost testing the words. Pyro. Blaze. Each name makes his plumage pulse with color. First a playful orange flicker at Pyro, then a brilliant red gold layer at Blaze. He chirps, hopping in a small excited circle as tiny embers scatter harmlessly around him. Blaze! He finally exclaims, wings flaring wide in delight. I like Blaze! Strong, warm, and happy. He gives a proud little trill, puffing his chest feathers out as though he's grown twice his size. Then, lowering his head affectionately towards your hand, he adds with a soft, glowing chirp, Blaze! Desert Twinkling Blaze! He's adorable. The warmth around him pulses gently now, not wild or hot, but protective and comforting, like a promise. His voice softens, and he looks up at you with adoration in those molten gold eyes. Dada Clinton named me. Now I always protect Dada. He's adorable. I'm gonna say that every single conversation. If this is how he's gonna act, that's just so cute. Then, as if realizing he said something very important, he hops up onto your knee, his body weightless despite the glow, and rests his head against your arm, whispering, Blaze love Dada. He's so cute. Dude, it was a great idea that I did this. Please, ChatGPT, do not ruin this flippin'. I don't care if it's giving me short responses. I could care flippin' less. What I care about is the fact that this is actually working out. Sometimes short responses actually work better because of that. That may be one of the reasons why the dragon type and fairy type fragment didn't work out as much. I don't know. Either way, it's working out. Yeehaw! Alright, guys. Here's what I told him. Boy said he. Again, before I even read this, I just loves how he's been saying stuff. He says it in such a babyish voice, but it's so cute. Just him saying something like, Blaze love Dada. Like, it's so cute. It's just flat out adorable. Here's what I said. Well, I love you too, Blaze. Thank you for being nice and not attacking me. You really want to protect me? He's adorable, dude. I love him. Blaze's little body flares with a soft golden light the instant you say the words, I love you too. His feathers ripple like a living flame responding to your heartbeat, and the warmth in the room grows richer, no longer just heat, but the feeling of safety itself. He looks up at you, his tiny beak curved in something that feels almost like a smile. Blaze never hurt Dada, he says proudly, his voice ringing like a small bell. I protect always. Fire listen to Blaze. Fire listen to Dada too. He's adorable. I want to say that every single conversation, that's how he continues talking. 'Cause I don't care, he's adorable. Yep, to show you, he opens his wings wide. For a moment, they shimmer with every color of flame. Orange, gold, blue, even streaks of soft green. The air hums gently, not with danger, but with power waiting to be used. Then he folds them again, stepping closer and pressing his warm forehead to your hand. If Dada's scared, Blaze make fire safe. If Dada hurt, Blaze make fire heal. That's what Phoenix do. I love it. It didn't even get your voice hands out of that, but I love that. That was cute. He peers up at you again, his tone softer, almost like a whisper. Blaze small now, but I glow when Dada need. I promise. A faint green glow lingers around him as he finishes, a shimmer of gentle energy that hums faintly against your skin. It's as if even in his tiny form he's already keeping that promise. He is so cute! Alrighty guys, this fence is very entertaining. I said, that's very sweet of you, Blaze. To be honest with you, I'm glad you want to protect me. Between you and me, people are not very nice to me and constantly try to hurt me. I can't go anywhere without someone trying to attack me. Blaze stills for a heartbeat. The warm light that always surrounds him dims to a soft, steady glow, and his little flame eyes lift to you with a seriousness that feels far older than his body. He hops up your arm until he can settle against your shoulder, his warmth spreading down through your chest. The heat there is gentle, not scorching, but comforting, like a fire that says you're not alone anymore. People hurt Dada? He murmurs, his voice soft but edged with a faint crackle of emotion. That's not fair. Dada kind. Dada found Blaze. Blaze know what bad one's near. He presses his forehead lightly to your cheek, the touch warm enough to chase away a shiver. When people mean, Blaze makes safe. No fight, no burn, just warm shield. Fire can block, fire can hide. Blaze protect General first. He pulls back a little, looking you in the eyes again. But when Dad just said, Blaze stay, always. The little bird's wings flare once more. For a moment, the faint green light of his healing fire swirls around both of you, almost like an embrace. Then, softer now, he adds, Dad's safe now. Blaze here. He's adorable. Alright, guys. I said, I'm glad. I'm very curious. What kind of powers do you have as a phoenix? The main thing I know is that phoenixes are pretty much immortal and can get stronger if taken down. Blaze perks up at your question, his feathers rippling with excitement. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Sorry about that, guys. Here's what it said. Blaze perks up at your question, his feathers rippling with excitement. A few sparks drift lazily into the air before fading. He balances himself on your shoulder and starts to explain in his earnest, slightly musical voice. Mm-hmm. Phoenixes always come back. Fire and air make us live again. He taps his chest with the tip of one glowing wing. It's flame here, hot flame. If blaze fall, hot flame grow poof and sweep in ash. Then when sun touch ash, blaze wake up again, little smaller, but still blaze. He spreads his wings now, each feather growing brighter as he lists them off. Firepower. Change color for what blaze need. Orange fire for bright and fly. Blue fire for fast. Green fire for heal. Make pain go away. Gold fire make shield. Keep Jaja safe. He hops down onto your knee, and the floor beneath him shimmering, and Blaze can feel warmth. If something cold or mean come close, Blaze no. Fire tell me. He lifts his head proudly, a few embers drifting like stars around him. Last one, song. Band song make heart strong. When Blaze sing, Blaze come back. Sad go away. Then quieter he adds with a soft chill, but Blaze still little. Power grow with love and time. If Blaze protect and stay kind, flame grow brighter. He looks up at you with that molten gold gaze, a little shy again. Just want to see one? Small one, not hurt. Maybe green fire. Heal fire, warm and nice. He's adorable. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I think we're about to see how good this thing's memory actually is. Because the main big thing about fence is, well, when it comes to a fence, most of them, that he mentioned something about being smaller instead of bigger, and when he's stronger, it's like, what in the world? So, like, the water's gonna be a fence the size of a flipping ant, able to flip and lift a truck. It's like, what in the world? Or with the person throw him out the window? Here's what I said. Yes, actually, I would. To be honest with you, I've never heard of a fence with healing powers. There's one problem I definitely see, though. If I'm in danger and somebody does end up hurting you and taking you down, how would you be able to protect me then? Because don't most fences go back into their egg for a while before they come out stronger and potentially bigger? Blaze listens closely, his small head tilted as the light from his feathers dims to a thoughtful glow. When you finish, he nods, tiny but solemn. Yes, most fences sleep in egg again, he admits softly, his voice low and resonant for something so small. They burn bright, then rest a long time before they wake. That's the old way. He lifts one wing and looks at the faint green light pulsing between his feathers. But Blaze? Different. Fire and rock made Blaze, not nest of sky. Lava made Blaze hot, strong, in new way. He flutters his wing gently, the air around you shimmering like key on stone. If Blaze ever fall, hot flame no hide and egg. Stay near Dada. He touches your chest with the tip of his glowing wing right over your heart. Right here. Dada won't wake Blaze faster. When Blaze feels Dada scared, even if fire gone, hot fire come back. Blaze go again from spot. Maybe small, maybe big, but always near. Then, to lighten the mood, he hops down onto your hand. Tiny Talon's warm but not painful, and smiles with his voice. So even if Blaze sweet, they are never alone. Fire will remember you. His tail flares softly into that green hue he mentioned before, the one he called his heel fire. Wanna see? He asked again, eyes bright with excitement. Blaze so gentle flame, it feel like hug. Promise. He is adorable. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. Here's what I said. That's really cool. So basically, you're saying that you don't have to go into your egg in order to get stronger? I'd love to see your power. But you keep mentioning something about being smaller instead of vinegar. Frick you, you stupid. Does your body react differently depending on the situation? Like if I'm in danger, your body might be a little bigger or much bigger. If I'm just sad or happy and enjoying my time with you, your body won't be as massive. There we go. So it does kind of fix it. It actually, because like that makes a lot more sense. He is a more of a special fence, and apparently he can like maybe it's kind of like the transforming Toadile, where he can like adjust his size too, where he don't have to transform into something. He can just make himself much bigger and intimidating if he needed to. Blaze gives a bright, delighted trill, clearly impressed by how well you understand them. His feathers shimmer with gold and orange light that dances like sunlight on a lake. Exactly, Daddy Twinkin, he chirps, proud that you caught it so quickly. Blaze no need egg. Fire wits in your heart. Not the time. He steps from your hand to the table so you can see him better. His little body glows as he talks, and every word seems to ripple through the light around him. When danger comes, hot fire glow big. Whoosh! He spreads his wings wide, and for a second the light around him expands, his shadow stretching huge across the wall as if showing you what he means. Fire makes bodies stronger, taller, hotter, until death is safe. Then he folds his wings again, the glow shrinking until he's once more the tiny bird perched happily before you. When death is happy or calm, boys stay small. Small mean cozy. Small mean close. He bobs his head and gives a soft chirp of laughter. Fire shape itself by what data feel and need, so Blaze can be tiny flame to sing beside you, or storm of winds if danger comes. Then his voice softens. He lowers his head slightly and adds with warmth that hums through the air. But no matter what size Blaze is, heart stays safe, same. Always Dada's Blaze. He's adorable. A faint green shimmer rolls off his feathers as he finally demonstrates his healing flame. The glow spreads over your hands like a soft breeze that smells faintly of rain and warm stone. It's soothing, peaceful, and the little fence watches your face closely, eager to see what you think. Oh, that is so cute. So he does kind of explain what. So does that count as a mess up or something? Because it's just weird how he worded it. Because he kind of fixed himself later on when he said, I could be small or big. So he did kind of fix it, but I guess he did kind of fix it himself. Give me a moment. I think I'm probably going to have one or two more for it's like, sorry, the limit ran up. Alright, guys, the limit ran up until 6:32. Which means, no matter what, this is the last one. I said, oh wow, that feels very good, boys. Thank you. I love you. You have all these powers, and it's so cool. Especially that healing one, the fact that you can just change your body as depending on the situation and to keep me safe. There's one more thing I'm curious about. Is there a limit to how big you can get? Or can you just grow as big as you want depending on how big you really want you, or if you need you to be. What if, for example, you had to deal with something extremely massive, like over 20 to 30 feet tall, for example? How are you going to deal with that? Blaze lets out a pleased little hum, wings fluttering from your praise into a halo of orange and gold sparks stripped around him. When you ask about his size, he tilts his head, thinking, he's no hard stop, he explains in that bright, chiming voice of his. Fire stretch as far as need. When Blaze glows, it isn't only body glowing, it's hot flame shining bigger. The flame pulls air and light and heat until it's enough. He hops to the edge of the table, spreading his wings so that each feather trails light like paint in the air. For a heartbeat, a faint outline of a much larger form shimmered behind him. A giant bird of living flame, wings wider than a house, and then it fades again, leaving a tiny version of Blaze still smiling at you. If something tall as tree or mountain come, he continues, Blaze make flame big too. Big enough to guard, never to crush. When danger gone, fire bleed out and swing back small. Too big, too long make Blaze tired. It's only stay big when it's needed. He looks up at you again, his eyes going softly. So yes, Blaze can face what's huge, but I like this size best. Close to Dada, easy to hear you laugh. He's adorable. Then, with a happy fluttery edge, wanna see me grow a little? Not scary, just how fire stretches. That's adorable. I wonder how many times. I swear I need to calculate how many times I said them two words that entire time in 10 conversations. I might do that one day, but not right now. The limit ran up until 6:32, and now I'm done. Bye.